So can we talk about how unhealthy fitness bro food is? Like nobody's talking about this. I'm going to go from the foods that had the highest amount of phthalates to the lowest amount of phthalates. What I find very ironic is that all that fitness bro food that's like super ultra processed actually lowers testosterone, which like I feel like that's something that fitness bros care about, and they're probably trying to increase their testosterone, not lower it. All of that has super high levels of phthalates, and phthalates lower your testosterone. They also show to like reduce sperm count, increase risk of cardiovascular disease. There was a new study that just came out by this group called Plastic List. They got like hundreds of common everyday items, tested them for phthalates and bisphenols, right? Most of the items with the highest amount of phthalates were healthy fitness foods. There was tons of fast food on there as well. Okay. So I'm not including those. It may surprise a lot of people, although it doesn't surprise me too much, that these healthy foods that are being marketed to like increase your endurance and strength training, right? They're super ultra processed. And the more processed a food is, the more chemicals from plastic and more microplastics it will have. I'm going to go from the foods that had the highest amount of phthalates to the lowest amount of phthalates. So all three flavors of RX bar that they tested, like just the BPA alone in the RX bars was 817% of the amount you're supposed to have in a day. 817% from one protein bar. That is just a BPA. And by the way, both BPA and phthalates, those are hormone disruptors, okay? Hormone disruptors make it easier for you to gain weight and harder to lose weight. All three flavors of the RX bars that they tested had the highest amounts out of all of the other healthy foods. This athletic green supplement, super high levels. Liquid IV, Kind bars, Optimum Nutrition Gold Standard 100% whey, double rich in chocolate. All three flavors of the Fairlife Core Power Elite protein drinks. All three flavors. Weirdly, vanilla here was actually the highest. Sun Warrior Active Creatine, Fiji water. And so phthalates literally cause 90,000 excess deaths a year here in the United States due to cardiovascular disease that is caused by said phthalates, okay? But it's really, really easy to avoid phthalates and actually bulk up when you're exercising. Just eat whole unprocessed foods, man. Eat a handful of nuts instead of some peanut butter flavored protein powder shit, right? Eat organic whenever possible because they put a lot of phthalates into pesticides. Don't take shortcuts. Again, all of these foods with like the protein powders, how many steps did it take to go from the athletic greens, right? The spinach, the kale, whatever, to that powder? Like that's like 50 steps, man. Every single one of those steps was covered in plastic. So many of these dudes are also the first ones to call other people fear mongering when they call out any sort of health risk, right? So I think a lot of it just has to do with like not wanting to look weak, right? Because if a dude admits that something might be a risk, he would be somehow showing that he's weak, right? All that bro fitness food, like you should avoid it and just have like healthy, unprocessed foods instead of just trying to take shortcuts to bulk up and look like you have more testosterone because the food you're eating reduces your testosterone.